August dwelt, and so did Rough Row. Ivory and Ice bounced out in front at the start, beginning smartly. Crusade King, Prince of Power, hard-ridden, looking for the lead, followed by Flushing. Bay of Hope is nicely placed on settling. Mink Jacket is out deep at the head of the others. Best Duel. Donegal missed in a good spot on the inside when they get going, followed by Mark's Gain, Point to the Stars. Further back, Ben's Ruin a bit deep in the run to the first turn, and then So Heroic a long way back. Hummel. Mac Hager second last, and Rough Row is last after that slow start. They're going hard up front, and Flushing is the leader by more than a length to Bay of Hope on the outside of Prince of Power. A length and a half, Crusade King on the inside of Mink Jacket, followed by Ivory and Ice, Mark's Gain. At the head of the others, Ben's Ruin on the outside of Donegal Mist, followed by Best Duel out deep, Hummel. A gap in the field then to Point to the Stars, followed by So Heroic. Mac Haggis well back with Red Fluke, and Rough Row is last as they come to the 600 metres mark, and Flushing is the leader. Bay of Hope second on the outside, followed by Prince of Power. Mink Jacket in a good spot, and then Crusade King, a gap to Mark's Gain. Ivory and Ice followed by Hummel. Next is Best Duel, and then Donegal Mist, who's hemmed up for a run as they turn for home. Into the straight, and the leader Flushing, clear of Bay of Hope, Prince of Power. Then Mink Jacket followed by Crusade King and Mark's Gain. Ivory and Ice and Donegal Mist over the rise, and Bay of Hope hit the lead from Prince of Power. Mink Jacket coming after it, followed by Mark's Gain. At the 200, Bay of Hope flat chat just in front. Prince of Power kicking again. Mink Jacket and Mark's Gain on the outside. Ivory and Ice is now diving through in the middle. It'll win. Ivory and Ice is coming home far the better, and Ivory and Ice got up to beat Bay of Hope. Mark's Gain third. Fourth, Mink Jacket, followed by Red Fluke, Mac Haggis. Close up behind them, Prince of Power, Crusade King, and then Donegal Mist and So Heroic. A gap in the field to Hummel, and further back, Point to the Stars, Best Duel. Well back, Rough Row, and the last couple of Ben's Ruin and Flushing.
OK, John, thank you.
This afternoon was the $250,000 Moet Champagne Stakes at Randwick. Brilliant filly Triscay came up against the Colts in the final Group 1 event of the Sydney season. Let's see how she fared.
As they come to the 200 mark, Whisk is the leader. Let's Hurry running a big race. Centro can't go on. Triscay taking a while to wind up. Whisk is in front from Let's Hurry. Triscay is now charging at them on the outside. Whisk in front. Triscay. Somalia bursting through in the middle. What a finish. I think Triscay in the last stride from Somalia. Tight for third. Let's Hurry and Whisk in a thrilling finish in the Champagne.
Yes, Triscay producing a swamping finish to get the money by a head to Somalia with another head to third. Local racing this afternoon was at Moonee Valley. Let's check the doubles and quaddies. The extra double for 2 and 7 paid $18.40. The daily double returned $19.10 for the combination 4 and 5. The quadrella on 7, 4, 3 and 5 paid $938.15, and the quad extra returned $880.05 for picking 4, 3, 5 and 1. Commonwealth Junior Middleweight Champion.
And in the final big event of the Sydney Autumn Carnival, Triscay made amends for her 6th at Rose Hill in the Golden Slipper by taking out today's Champagne Stakes at Randwick.
And they're followed by Shot of Comfort, and Somalia has dropped out last. Leicester is joined by Whisked at the foot of the rise, who went to the lead, and it kicked away from Leicester. Now on the outside, Centro, and here's Let's Hurry getting up on the inside of Centro. Here's a bolter, Let's Hurry, coming at the leader, which is Whisked halfway down the straight. Whisked in front, and down the outside, Triscay is going to be a bit of a danger, and Somalia is coming with it. Whisked is nicely clear now from Let's Hurry, closing the gap, and here's Triscay on the outside, and maybe got there. Maybe Triscay or Somalia could split them. Let's Hurry third.
Here in Victoria, Triscay paid $1 even and 65, Somalia $1.50, and there was no third dividend. Still in Victoria, there was a 9-race card at Moonee Valley where 4 favourites got up, including Plush Embassy in the feature race, the Don Smallgoods Handicap. Now the results in full. And in the first, Vinchiamo followed up a win at Pakenham on Thursday with a win today at 5-1. In the second, Virgil made it 2 wins in a row at 12-1, paying a handy $8.20 and $1.55 in beating home odds-on favourite Superstructure. Sharp As is being groomed for the jumping season, but his form on the flat isn't too bad, winning race 3 from rank outsider Red Foo. Conclusio's had 2 starts for a second and first, today paying $4.20 and $1.60. Now to our highlights, here's Clem Dimsey.
Only struggling, and then Triple Twist from Bahrain Simonini. It's a matter of how far for Blimey Charlie. Philip Alderman looks around and sees he has it well won over Flyer Coin and Port Phillip, and Blimey Charlie won by 5 lengths to Flyer Coin. Third placing in the race to Port Phillip.
The first city win for Blimey Charlie, who returned $3.50 the win. Now the Don Smallgoods Handicap.
Flash Embassy's gone to the front. Acid Print finishing fairly, followed by Prince Malcolm and Duke of Oakhill. But Flash Embassy punched out here by Stockdale is well and truly holding Acid Print, and Duke of Oakhill and Flash Embassy wins it well from Acid Print. Duke of Oakhill third.
3 in a row for Plush Embassy with Frank Stockdale aboard. Race 7 was the Don Strasbourg handicap.
Physical Lad brings them around the turn, showing the way from Laskin Show, and then Top Test followed by Solemn Oath and a gap to Silver Craigie. But Trelaw going for home here on Physical Lad is clear over Solemn Oath, and then Top Test, and Physical Lad greets the judge. Solemn Oath second, Top Test third.
Physical Lad, ridden by Wayne Trelaw, paid $5.15 and $1.70. Solemn Oath and Top Test filling the minor places. Here's race 8.
They straighten, shows the way from My Red Row, finishing solidly, and then Quabo's Daughter, and behind them Dunyosha. Fly Away pulling out plenty, holding My Red Row. Zimno Fair running home, but it's Fly Away too good. Fly Away wins the day. My Red Row second, third placing Zimno Fair.
Fly Away, the equal favourite and winner, paid $4.10 and $1.25. And in the final race, Marathon Star, the winner from Princess Pushy, and hit the point. Today's double paid $19.10. The extra double, a bit less at $18.40. The quadrella for 7, 4, 3 and 5 paid $938.15. And the quad extra for 4, 3, 5 and 1 paid $847.90. And for tonight, Sue, that's all in sport.
Angus, thank you very much. Now, and AFL games. But first to racing, and the AJC Autumn Carnival concluded this afternoon at Randwick in Sydney. We start with race 3, the AJC St Leger Stakes. The track was good, and the favourite Chalier at 11-8.
By Classic Chick again on the outside, but here's Royal Pardon chiming in to make a line of 3, and shortly after hitting a narrow lead. Now Chalea is coming up this line of 3 leaders, and Chalea down the middle of the track has raced up to hit the lead. Chalea shows the way now to Classic Chick and Plum Jam, and it looks like the St Leger to Chalea. No doubt Chalea earns this, and Chalea races home to beat Dal Rappin. Classic Chick third there, followed by Plum Jam.
So finally a win to Chalea after finishing second in her last 3 starts, and the second consecutive St Leger Stakes for jockey Shane Dye. Number 2, Dal Riffin second at 50-1, followed by number 6, Classic Chick. Now to race 4, the $250,000 Champagne Stakes.
Inside of Centro, here's a bolder, Let's Hurry, coming at the leader, which is West halfway down the straight. West in front, and down the outside, Triscay is going to be a bit of a danger, and Somalia's coming with it. West is nicely clear now from Let's Hurry, closing the gap, and here's Triscay on the outside, and maybe got there.
Mick Dittman just home on the favourite number 5 Triscay at 10-9 on. Number 2 Somalia second at 9-1, followed by Let's Hurry. Now to Doomben and race 5, the Courier Mail Classic.
As yet now he does. He's starting to ride him along hands and heels. He's 3 in front. Piper's Bell struggling. On the outside, Night in Paris coming after Vic Edjabar. Bassie's Pride still there. Vic Edjabar in front, 150 metres to go. He's starting to stop a little bit. John Aron's flying with Bassie's Pride. Vic Edjabar in front. John Aron grabbed him and beat him.
A great win to number 6 John Aron at 8-1 ahead of Maryvale Boy and Bassie's Pride. Last night, the Sydney Kings again failed to break their entertainment centre jinx when they went down 101-99 to NBL newcomers, the Gold Coast Cougars. In a tense game, the Kings...
Fitzroy by 79 points, final scores. Richmond 21-17, 143. Fitzroy 9-10-64. For Richmond, Hogg kicked 4 before going off with a hamstring injury. Knights and Mitchell 3 each. For Fitzroy, Delena kicked 3 and Wielden 2 as the Tigers celebrated victory at last in 1990. Richmond opened up with a goal to Nichols, and it was just the start they needed. At the other end, Darren Wielden, back from suspension, was trying to scare his opponents with his new look hairstyle. Also back from suspension, Barry Young, who was in tremendous form in the first half.
Beauty!
Michael Mitchell, a renowned high flyer, lived up to his reputation, pulling in this magnificent one-hander.
That will be the mark of the year, in my opinion. That is.
Jeff Hogg was back at full forward after a hamstring injury. He kicked 4 goals, but injured the muscle again. In the third quarter, Nichols found space brilliantly to goal. Then Knights put the Tigers 72 points up at the final break, and Richmond was set to win their first game of the 90s. And they settled the deal with a 79-point victory after another goal to Knights, and the Tigers will be celebrating tonight.
And well done, Richmond. Report.
Time now for racing on Sports World, and Sydney's Autumn Carnival officially closed down at Randwick yesterday with the Group 1 Champagne Stakes. This is a $250,000 race for 2-year-olds over 1,600 metres. Therefore, it's a test of stamina and usually a reliable guide to the spring staying races. Triscay, the early favourite for the Golden Slipper, proved her worth with a last stride win. The Champagne Stakes was seen as a match race between the brilliant filly Triscay and the top colt Centro. Centro had won his last 3 and Triscay had won 5 out of her 7 starts. Triscay was sent out the favourite at 10 to 9 on. She was ridden by the top jockey Mick Dittman, but they left it very late in the straight before asserting their superiority.
Triscay is right on Centro's heels as they turn for home, and she'll have the last shot at the colt, and then Shot of Comfort and Somalia as last as they straighten for the run in. Past the 400 mark and Whist again headed late Jester. Centro and Let's Hurry further out. Cassidy looking over the shoulder for Triscay, and she's right there, Jim, as they come to the 200 mark. Whist is the leader. Let's Hurry running a big race. Centro can't go on. Triscay taking a while to wind up. Whist is in front from Let's Hurry. Triscay is now charging at them on the outside. Whist in front. Triscay. Somalia bursting through in the middle. What a finish. I think Triscay in the last stride from Somalia. Tight for third. Let's Hurry.
It was such a thrilling finish, the owner of Triscay, Jeff White, had to talk the trainer, Jack Denham, into believing their filly had won the race.
He said, no, we haven't won, and ran third. And I said, no, I think we won. And we rushed down the stairs to watch the replay. And sure enough, we got there.
Triscay's victory completes a great autumn carnival for Mick Dittman, and he has high hopes for the filly in the spring.
When she gets up over a mile and a quarter, mile and a half, she's bred to stay, and I think she's got a great future.
Makes up for the slipper in some way, I suppose.
Yes, well, it never makes up for a slipper, you know, it's a million after slipper, but still it's a very nice consolation.
So from what Mick Dittman says, watch out for Triscay in the Oaks at Flemington in November, and she has claims to be the top filly of the season. There's no doubt about who the top 2-year-old is. That's Canny Lad. Well, the other feature at Randwick was the St Ledger Stakes, once the domain of 3-year-olds, but now open to 4-year-olds. This year's winner, the 4-year-old mare Chalia, has emerged as a Brisbane Cup prospect. Despite the prestige attached to the St Ledger Stakes and the $125,000 in prize money, the lineup was pretty ordinary. Chalia has been in good form. 3 seconds in a row, including runner-up to King Aussie in last week's Sydney Cup. Yesterday, ridden by top jockey Shane Dye, she was able to outstay her opposition.
And Chalia hard-ridden second last and giving the leaders about 6 lengths as they straighten up. Over the rise, Plum Jam still in front of Classic Chick and Royal Pardon. Sunshine Sally hard-ridden behind those, and Chalia down the outside. Now she's starting to hit top gear. At the 200, Plum Jam is tackled by Classic Chick. Chalia's pounced on them. Chalia hits the lead 100 metres out, and this little mare's going to score a thoroughly deserved win. Chalia hard-ridden, drawing away in the last bit, wins the St Ledger in a breeze. Dal Raffin got up for...
The Brisbane Carnival got underway with the $60,000 Courier Mail Classic at Doomben, and the favourite was the top 3-year-old gelding, Visejabar, who'd won 5 out of his 6 starts. He was sent out at 5 to 4, but Jonaron, a consistent galloper who'd been second in the Coca-Cola Cup at his last start, prevailed at 8 to 1.
400 metres to go, and he's moved away from them. Vicar Jabbar, he's 4 in front as they straighten up. Sharman getting anxious on Piper's Bell. He's pulled a whip on her, and he hasn't gone for the leader as yet. Now he does. He's starting to ride him along hands and heels. He's 3 in front. Piper's Bell struggling. On the outside, Night in Paris coming out to Vicar Jabbar. Bassie's Pride still there. Vicar Jabbar in front, 150 metres to go. He's starting to stop a little bit. Jonaron's flying with Bassie's Pride. Vicar Jabbar in front. Jonaron grabbed him and beat him. Jonaron first, Vicar Jabbar, Bassie's Pride, and Maryvale Boy, a ripper of a run in a photo for the minor money.
Yes, believe it or not, the horse that was in front halfway up the straight by 3 or 4 lengths, Visejabar missed a place, finished in 4th placing. Well, along with the Champagne Stakes, the other Group 1 race contested yesterday was the $200,000 Western Australian Derby. Leading Perth trainer Wally Mitchell won the event for the first time, but not in the way he expected. Of his 2 runners, Mitchell preferred the New Zealand import, Gold Nugget. But it was the 12 to 1 long shot, Chipolata, ridden by apprentice Michael Lane, which picked up the $140,000 first prize.
Derby Day started with the punters rechecking their form books after the favourite Appraise was scratched late with a bruised hoof. The big money pushed the Buster O'Malley-trained Royal Flush into favouritism, even though it hadn't raced for 4 months. Vegas Vixen was attempting to become only the 3rd filly in 40 years to win the Derby. The punters thought she had a good chance, backing her into 11 to 4's second favourite. But right from the start, she showed a distinct disliking to barrier 16.
She's sat down, Vegas Vixen. Albuino's hopped off onto the upright.
After a lengthy delay, they finally got a start.
Now they're in and they're off. The best to get going was Chipolata near the inside. Great Trooper is showing speed, and Royal Flush is being ridden hard in the early part by Jason Oliver, taking up a forward berth. In front of Gold Nugget being sent around the outside, and Karma Dancer will be prominent. But coming down to the winning post the first time, and the big long striding Chipolata will take them past the post a length on Great Trooper.
While Wally Mitchell's more fancied New Zealand import Gold Nugget struggled, Chipolata was doing it easy.
At the 500, and Chipolata giving a bold exhibition of front running, has led throughout and takes them down to the turn. About 2.5 lengths clear on Royal Flush. Is the inexperience and the lack of racing starting to show? He's hard ridden now. Oliver pulled the whip. A couple of lengths to Karma Dancer running on, and then Gold Nugget followed by Malavara, and down the outside is Fine In. Vegas Vixen doing nothing. At the 200 though, it's Chipolata well clear from Royal Flush, Karma Dancer, and then Fine In, and Cheros is running on, but Chipolata's going to lead throughout and win the Derby. Chipolata goes down to score 2 lengths on Royal Flush. An outstanding effort first up. A half head away third was Karma Dancer.
Yes, the West Australian Derby yesterday in Perth. Well, remember the story Sports World presented a few weeks ago on leading jockey Wayne Harris. Harris won the Golden Slipper 11 years ago on Century Miss and appeared set to launch himself into the 1980s. But after riding 5 winners in one day at Randwick and finishing second in the 80-81 Premiership, a succession